All right, it feels like May is blooming, so welcome to your May numerology for 2024. I'm Jennifer, and welcome to your readings at the round table. All right, so I'm going to do a quick overview of the astrology. Some of you have had questions about this. I go into more detail about the astrology for the month, especially the 2 weeks surrounding the new moon and the full moon, when I do the zodiac readings for the new moon and the full moon. So if you want more details from me, make sure that you check out your zodiac readings, where I do have an intro that covers like all the stuff that's going on around that new moon or full moon. Okay? All right, so we're kicking off May with Pluto going retrograde on May 2nd. Yeah, so Pluto is essentially kicking off this retrograde season, if you want to call that. I don't count Mercury in when I say retrograde season, because Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. Not once a year, not once every 2 years. Mercury goes retrograde a lot, so I don't count that. Pluto is going retrograde until October the 11th. And here's something fun. Pluto is going to retrograde back into Capricorn starting on September 1st. So that's going to be fun for all of us that have a lot of Capricorn in our charts. Yeah. On May the 4th, it's just a little side note for me. May the 4th be with you. Huge Star Wars fan. I can't help it. I'm a geek. On the 7th, we have a new moon in Taurus. It hits its peak at 11:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have on the 15th, Mercury moves into Taurus. On the 20th, the sun moves into Gemini. So we're opening up Gemini season. Love that. On the 23rd, we have the full moon in Sagittarius, which hits its peak at 9:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the same day, we have Venus moving into Gemini. This is a good place for Venus. The place that Venus really doesn't like to be is Virgo. I mean, who can blame her? I'm a Virgo, so yeah, I get that. All right, then on the 25th, we are wrapping up the month with Jupiter moving into Gemini. Now, this is not a favorite place of Jupiter because Jupiter does rule Sagittarius. So this is not the favorite place for Jupiter. The fall position for Jupiter is actually Capricorn, but we're gonna have Jupiter in Gemini for the next year. Jupiter changes signs every 12 to 13 months. So Jupiter has camped out in Taurus a long time now. So we're going to sort of jump into a new wave of interest and new freshness here. And I am going to go into this in greater detail when I do the full moon and Sagittarius readings for the zodiac signs. So for May, we are ending the month with 3 planets in air plus Sun and South Node. So we've got Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun in Gemini. We have South Node in Libra, and we have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Then we have 2 planets in water, which is Saturn and Neptune, both in Pisces, and Neptune rules Pisces. I just always like to point this out. Then we have 2 planets in Earth, which is Uranus and Mercury. And then we have 1 planet in fire and plus North Node. And both are in Aries. Mars and North Node are in Aries right now. And Mars loves being in Aries because Mars rules Aries. Oh, I know. It's great. I really think that May is going to be a wonderful step in to right before we get to that summer energy. You know, it's like the end of spring, but we're stepping into summer. I think this is going to be a wonderful time for it. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to talk to you more about this Pluto retrograde and Jupiter moving into Gemini. But again, make sure you check out your zodiac readings from me if you want to hear this information from me. If you don't, that's okay. There's a million of us on YouTube, so check them out. All right, so I am going to be pulling from 2 card decks today, the usual Goddess Guidance Oracle deck and the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading cards. These are my favorites for numerology. So let's see what your life path number is for the next month, for all of May. Hello, Life Path 8. Oh my gosh, May for you is a 3-month, and you are going to be so happy that Mercury has gone direct, because 3 energy is all about communications. It's all about communicating thoughts and emotions. It's all about being able to speak your truth. It's all about self-expression. So you're going to be super happy that Mercury has gone direct. That Mercury retrograde is, yeah. So I'm loving this for you. I am. But the 3 energy is, the mantra of the 3 energy is, I am creativity and vibrant expression, sharing my authentic voice freely. This is what the 3 energy is. It is very important that it can speak its truth. So it's encouraging you to speak your truth clearly, to, get out there with self-expression, whether it's in the form of art or writing or like speaking engagements or music. It's artistic, it's creative, it's imaginative. And the wonderful thing about the 3 energy is it's very cheerful. It's very cheerful. I love this energy. It's so amazing. I do want to caution you though, however, freedom of thoughts and speech and being able to speak your truth clearly and openly does not and should not cause injury to another, especially for personal gain, because that's when we start getting into the shadow side of the 3. The shadow side of a 3 is judging of the self and others very harshly. And what happens is that we start judging ourselves very harshly, and it sort of overflows. It overflows into other people, and that's truly not where we want to be. When you're unable to speak your truth and communicate openly during this month, that's like hitting that shadow side. So you need to watch that. You really do. If you feel like there's something stuck and you can't say it, you can't say what you feel, you can't say what you mean, then you need to do some throat chakra work. The 3 energy is wonderful for working with the throat chakra, just to let you know. The other shadow sides of a 3 is that they can be a little pessimistic. Yeah, a little bit pessimistic. They can exaggerate. If they can't get their point across, or if they can't get somebody's attention, they'll exaggerate. And they can also be very gossipy. These are shadow sides. So we're getting gossipy when we cannot express ourselves, or we can't get across our authentic emotions, our authentic voice, our authentic truth. So that's an important thing to remember in this month. This is a big deal for you, Life Path 8, because, this is your year. This is truly your year. This is a 44-8 year. And it's been a long time since we've had a 44 year. And I feel like this is a wonderful thing for you to really get out there and express yourself. To express yourself healthy. To express yourself in a positive way. In a manner that's going to be beneficial to everyone. The lesson of the 3 is communicating emotions openly and letting go of judgments of the self and others. This is going to be challenging for you not to judge yourself. I know. You can see the best in others, Life Path 8, because that's who you are. You do see the best in others. You understand the balance of, power. You understand inspiration coming in. And you know that there's an infinite supply and that you're not taking anybody else's and they're not taking yours. You do understand that. But having the 3 energy in your life at this time could make you sort of go in a different direction, where you might want to lead with the ego, which is one of your shadow sides. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind during this time. And remember your mantra. I embrace the power within me and honoring the divinity in others. I should say while honoring the divinity in others. But this is a great thing. You're in a life path where this is a time of service. This is the time of seeing the best in others. And this is definitely a time of karma and reaping what you sow. So when you're feeling some of these shadow sides coming up, don't sweep them under the rug. acknowledge them and just be like, okay, I know you're trying to pull me in that direction. Appreciate the try, but I'm stepping back. And do that. Step back and look at the bigger picture. Step back and look at things without judgment. All right, Life Path 8, let's see what kind of advice cards we get for you this month. Such an awesome month. Love this for you. All right, so I've been asked a lot about reading from this book, the crystal reading cards. There are 2 decks that I routinely use that I read from, the crystal reading cards and Moonology. There's another deck that I don't use very often, that I don't use really often at all, but I read from that book as well, because all of these books are so chock full of valuable information. It would be a disservice for me not to share it. So I don't think it's cheating for me to read from the book. I don't think that at all. I just don't. I think that it would be cheating if I didn't give you this information. I do zodiac readings where I don't use the book at all. So if you feel like you want to see me perform there, check out your zodiac readings, okay? I know. Ooh, Bridget. I like this. Don't back down. What kind of situation are you in? And this may be why you need to speak your truth. And share your authentic voice freely. I tell you, when I remember being in a 3-year, and it was like every time I turned around, I was having to stand up for myself. I was having to say, no, I don't want that. This is not true. That's a lie. Yeah, it was over and over again. Ooh, petrified wood, ancestors. I have a piece of petrified wood that has currently been dislodged because of my kitty. What can I say? Okay, let's look at Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. 100%. Absolutely. And yes, I forgot to tell you, my cat just destroyed my area. Now she's back here sleeping, because that's what I do after I destroy an area. But yeah, she came up and was like playing with all my stuff. She also turned over my Coke Zero, made a huge mess, and I just didn't bother put it back together. Haha. Okay. Petrified wood. Petrified wood is formed when a tree crystallizes over thousands of years. This magical crystal assists humanity in connecting to the essence and wisdom of the ancient tree spirits. When working with this ancient medicine, you will also be guided to connect deeply with your ancestors, receiving love, guidance, and wisdom from the ones who walked before you. Love that. This is a strong grounding stone and centering stone. Centering crystal, I should say. It assists in connecting you with the tree spirits to receive deep wisdom and healing from your ancestors. It awakens the deep knowledge that lies within the blood and bones of your ancestry. Assists in realizing any old ancestral karma brought down through the bloodline. I like that. I like that a lot. And then, of course, Bridget, stand up for what you believe is right. It's not always easy to do that. It's not. That's why this is your month for speaking with your authentic voice. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 8. I really, really appreciate your support on my channel. Don't forget to check out your zodiac readings for the new moon and the full moon for May, and whatever else month you're in. But make sure that you check those out. I do give more details on the astrology, on the transits that's happening during that time. So make sure you check those out, if you feel led to. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope May is very merry for you. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.